and welcome to the second video in Fit Future's YouTube series, Staying Strong in the Second Half of Life. Today I'd like to show you a simple exercise to help you train and maintain your balance. You might be surprised to know that the three systems in your body that help you balance in an upright position start to degrade a bit when you're in your 30s. Many of us don't recognize these changes until we're in our 50s and our 60s, and then it becomes very important to us to be sure we have good balance so that we can prevent falls. I'm going to show you a simple strategy you can start today to practice this to help maintain your balance. I'd like you to practice this exercise close to a wall with a chair in front of you. So you have two places. You can put your hand on the wall, you can put your hands on the chair to help you balance. The first time you do the exercise, you're definitely going to want to use your hands in one of those two positions to help you with the exercise. The first and most important thing about getting ready to do any balance exercise is to get a good upright posture before you start. So I'd like you to stand with your feet hip distance apart and your toes pointed straight forward. Your knees should be soft, and what I mean by soft knees is they shouldn't be locked and pushed back behind you. You want them to have just a very gentle bend in them. You don't actually have to concentrate on bending your knees, just don't lock them. That's what I mean by a soft knee. Then I'd like you to roll your shoulders back and down a little bit. Sometimes it helps to think of pulling your shoulder blades together a little bit in the back to get those shoulders down and back where we want them to be. If your shoulders are in the right place and your head is in the right place, your ears should be right over your shoulders should be right over your hips, and your hips should be right over your heels. So you can check that in a mirror to see if you have the right posture. If your chin is jutting forward a bit so that your ears aren't right over your shoulders, pull your chin back as if you're having a conversation with somebody who has bad breath. Once you've got that posture, I want you to pull your stomach muscles in just a little bit, maybe a ½ inch, just so that they're tight and they're working for you to help keep you in a nice, strong, upright position. Put both your hands on the chair in front of you. Pick a spot on the wall that's just at eye level and stare at that spot. Your vision is very important in helping you maintain balance. Then I want you to shift your weight slowly onto one foot and lift the other foot up off the ground. It doesn't have to come up very high, you just need to lift it up so you're standing on one foot. Now you're going to feel your foot and your ankle start to move around to help you maintain balance. That's perfectly normal. That's exactly what your body should be doing to help you keep your balance. Just keep your eyes trained on the wall in front of you and continue to stand on one foot. Try timing yourself for 10 seconds initially, then work up to 20 seconds. Then put that foot that's in the air back on the ground. Slowly shift your weight onto the foot that you just put on the ground and lift your other foot up. And try standing for 10 seconds on your other foot. As you get better at making those weight shifts and standing on one foot, you could build the time from 10 seconds to 20 seconds to 30 seconds. And eventually you can build up to where you're doing the exercise for 60 seconds at a time. I want to show you some progressions for this exercise. When you've reached the point where you can stand for 60 seconds with your hands on the chair on each leg, then you can try pulling your fingers off the chair one by one until your hands are free and you're balancing without the use of the chair. Again, it's a good idea to be standing next to the wall or to have the chair in front of you in case you should lose your balance so that you have something to grab onto. But you want to eventually try and get to the point where you can balance hands-free. When you get very good at balancing hands-free, and you can do that for 60 seconds at a time, the next step in the progression is to put your hands back on the chair lightly, come up on one foot, and once you have yourself balanced, try closing your eyes. When you take vision out of the equation, balance gets much more difficult. So it's a good idea, once you've become accustomed to balancing on one leg, to then try to do it with your eyes closed, with your hands on your chair for balance. Again, as you get better at it, you can do it with your hands on your chair, your eyes closed, and then start to peel away those fingers until you can do that, hands-free as well. Couple of important points about this exercise. When you lift your foot off the floor, you want to be very careful that you don't drop your hip or raise your hip way up and throw your hips into a diagonal line. They should be straight forward, just like headlines. So if you drew a line across your hips, it would be on the horizon. It wouldn't be tilted up or down. The same with your shoulders. When you lift your foot, you don't want to skew your shoulders from side to side. They stay absolutely level. Nothing really moves except that foot. Practice this until you can do it for about 60 seconds on a side. I often suggest to people that it's a good idea to practice this in the grocery store if you're standing in line waiting and you have time on your hands and that cart is right in front of you. Put your hands on the cart, lift one foot up, and practice your balance. It's an easy way to help maintain strong muscles around your ankle, your knee, and your hip, and to get some balance practice in. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you find the exercise useful, and I hope you'll join us again for another video in the YouTube series, Staying Strong, in the second half of